in terms of what causes it, has taken a real evolution over time. There was a theory called the vascular theory of migraine that was advanced back a long time ago, like about 80 years ago, by Harold Wolff, that suggested that the aura phase of migraine was when the arteries going to the brain constricted, and then the headache phase of migraine is when the arteries dilated. And that was the prevailing theory of what caused migraine. Went from anywhere from 1940 up into the 1980s, when this theory was largely disproven. And then it was thought basically that migraine was a neurologic disorder at that point. And later, genetics came into play, and they found those people that had some rare forms of migraine, particularly where they got weak on one side, had very specific mutations of these things called ion channels, or like little pores in cells, where like sodium and calcium and potassium can go across and go into nerve cells and cause the nerve cell to either be more active or less active. So then that kind of supported this theory that migraine was solely a neurologic disorder. But then when they started looking at it in other more common forms of migraine, they found there were also some genes involving the blood vessels, so the vascular cause. So I think for a long time it was thought migraine, particularly with the genetic studies, was a neurologic and a vascular. I think most neurologists would probably say it's primarily a neurologic disorder.
So, if I understand correctly, please correct me if I'm wrong, could it perhaps not be the exact same in every person? Can some people have a more vascular type of migraine and some people have a more neurological type of migraine?
Well, I think that there's one thing that people don't really realize is that migraine is probably not just one disorder. There probably are certain types of migraine that are solely involving the neurologic system, with mutations causing defects in nerve cells. And there's some that actually involve the blood vessels. And we're going to talk later about some other potential causes of migraine as well, that might involve other organ systems and other diseases. So I think that this can vary from person to person.